Welcome to Life Messages, brought to you by www.theato.org. Hello, I am Don Walker, and I want to assure you that you are not alone. What do I mean by that? Well, the best way I can describe it is if I dig into the story of a man named Jacob. And before Jacob was born, his mother, Rebecca, actually heard from God. God spoke to Rebecca directly and told her that she will have two sons. She would give birth to two sons who would begin two different kingdoms. And she was told that the younger son would be greater than the older son. But indeed, they both would be great. Their names were Esau and Jacob, Esau being the older brother and Jacob being the younger brother. Now, the older brother had great skills. He was a skillful hunter, and because of that, his father had an admiration for his older son. But Genesis 25:27 says that Jacob was a plain man, an ordinary man. There weren't too many skills that were listed that he had, but his mother had a love for him the same way his father had a love for his older brother. Jacob became insecure in this, meaning he knew that the older brother would receive the blessing according to tradition in that time. So after speaking with his mother, he decided to try to receive that blessing. And as the story goes, he tricked his father by putting furs. Him and his mother put furs on his arms and on his neck. And they cooked food for the father to deceive the father, to make the father believe that the older brother had caught the food and cooked it for him. So that way the father would pray the blessing over the younger son. Well, this led to many calamities. First of all, when his father and his brother found out that he tricked them, he had to run for his life. His older brother was furious. See, Jacob was a deceiver. Jacob had many things that he regretted. He was insecure, and he was considered just plain. So when he left a man with no skills, no friends, and seemed to be alone. He went in the wilderness on his way to some distant family members, and it was nighttime when he decided to lay down to go to sleep, to continue his journey for the next day. He pulled some stones together, some rocks, for a pillow, obviously thinking about what had occurred in his life that led him to be in a situation where he was completely alone and in danger, still insecure. When he saw something that was interesting, in a vision in his dream, he saw a ladder that started on the earth where his head was and shot all the way up to heaven. And even though in the natural, before he went to sleep, there was nobody around and he was alone, but in the dream he saw he was not alone, because ascending and descending up and down from that ladder were a host of angels that were surrounding him. And at the very top of the ladder, he could actually see God himself. Now, without going further into the story, I want to stop right there, because it doesn't matter what situation you were born into. It doesn't matter if one of your parents favored your sibling over you. It doesn't matter if you may not seem to have many skills and you just seem to be a plain person. You have to know that you are not alone. That even though you may seem to be in a place that's alone here on this earth, that God is still with you. The Bible says that he will never leave you nor forsake you. His word also says that he charges his angels to you concerning you, lest you dash your foot against the stone, which means even if you were to get hurt, even if you were in a situation where you were hurt, he has charged his angels as bodyguards over you to watch over you. Because your purpose in the future is great. In part 3, I'm going to talk to you about Jacob and how he saw his purpose later on in life because he realized at that moment that he was not alone. Welcome to Life Messages, brought to you by www.theato.org.